So what's up guys, it's here by Quadigy, and in today's episode of Warzone, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 no recoil meta AR loadouts within Warzone. I even got some MW2, MW3, and BO6 guns all mixed in, so you guys can have the most accurate builds possible for the long range meta of Warzone. If we can get like 50 likes on this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. But with that being said, let's give you guys the most 100% accurate ARs in Warzone right now. So we're gonna start things off with an MW2 AR, and that's gonna be the M13B. I made a video on this gun recently, and I was very surprised by how just beamly and accurate this gun truly is. And if you wanted another one, I guess the TAC 56 is good as well, but this one has a fast fire rate and it retains its accuracy super well. Let's go ahead and show you guys the class. So starting things off, for a long range god gun, you're gonna want to use an optic, and the optic that I chose to use was the Jack Glasses optic, just so we have even better visual recoil and we have a cleaner sight. But of course, you're free to use any optic or no optic and put on a different attachment. Muzzle wise, I highly recommend the quartermass suppressor. Not only does it keep you off the minimap every time you shoot, but it also gives you horizontal and vertical recoil control, so the gun can be even more accurate as you try to get those fools that farther away, and this, you know, extends itself to be more accurate. Barrel wise, I really like the 14-inch Bruin Echelon barrel on the M13B. Gives us bull velocity and damage range, so the gun can hit harder at farther ranges, and we get recoil control and firing aim stability, keeping the gun even more steady for those far range kills. Magazine wise, we're gonna go all the way with that 60 round mag. People are fully armored, you're gonna want to have as much ammo as possible. And then for our ammunition, we're gonna put on the NATO low grain rounds, because it gives us the additional recoil control and gun kick control to give this gun as little accuracy as possible. And thus, these are the 5 attachments that really make the M13B as accurate as possible. Like I said, if you don't want to run an optic, another thing you can do is run the underbarrel of the, what is it, the VX Pineapple would also be good, or even the rear grip of the D37 grip, which will also give you a little bit more accuracy. But I think these 5 attachments are the best ones. And when we take into the firing range, you can see that the gun is no recoil, has 100% accuracy, just with 5 attachments. Doesn't need an 8 attachment build. MW2 guns can have that property, but it's so easy to control. You're gonna be able to beam points that far away, and yeah, it's really not that hard to control at all. So try it out for yourselves. M13B really proves to be the beam machine of the MW2 guns. Moving on forward, we're going to an MW3 gun now, and we have the AR of the SVA 545. Now, specifically, when you have this gun in burst mode, it's a 2-round burst, and it's extremely accurate, has a really nice damage and damage range, and I used it a lot last year within MW3 Warzone. I reused it again recently within BO6 Warzone, and it still proves to be one of the most powerful guns in the game. Let's go ahead and show you guys the class, and it has no recoil. So just like the M13B, I have the Jack Glasses optic, but you're free to use any optic, or even no optic if you feel comfortable with the iron sight. But what's different from the M13B is the Shadow Strike Suppressor. Not only does it keep us off the minimap, but it gives us extra bull velocity and damage range. I think this gun is already super accurate on its own, especially in burst form, so I don't need to put on the quartermass suppressor, and instead I'm just going to boost its power even further with this attachment. Barrel wise, we got the STV Precision Barrel for bull velocity and damage range to boost the power of this gun even further, but also aiming idle sway, gun kick control, and recoil control to keep the gun super steady for far ranges. And then magazine wise, once again, we want to have as much ammo as possible for the fully armored opponents, so we got the 60 round mag. And then this time with the ammunition, we're going with the 5.45 high grain rounds instead of the low grain rounds, because we get bull velocity and damage range, which allows the gun to hit even harder and give us a faster time to kill at farther ranges. But you're free to put on the low grain rounds or change up the attachments a bit more, but these 5 attachments are what allows the SVA 545 to be accurate. And what you want to do when you have the SVA is on the bottom right there, you press left on the D-pad or whatever input you have down there, and you have it in single fire mode, which makes it a 2-round burst. So now, as you can see, all you do is just tap the gun, and it's extremely accurate, and it's not hard to use at all at those farther ranges. Like, as you can see, it doesn't even move. It's kind of dangerous. You're free to use a different sort of optic. You feel like the Jack Glass is going to give you the best visual recoil. As you can see, it doesn't move at all. It's actually extremely accurate, and you're gonna have no problem controlling this gun. For an MW3 gun, that's pretty rare, so try it out for yourselves. So now we're gonna move on to the BO6 ARs, because I know a lot of you guys are playing with BO6 guns. And the first one up, we got the ABR A1, which has no recoil. It's a 3-round burst god gun, and it still has really great melt potential despite the nerfs that it got within recent seasons. So go ahead and try it out. So optic wise, I really recommend the Willis 3X because not only does it give you a really clean scope for farther range kills, but also gives you a recoil gun kick to keep the gun accurate. And what we're trying to have here is 100% accuracy. You could also put on the Jason Armory 2X or any of the other red dot optics if you feel more comfortable with those. It really is a personal preference type of thing. Muzzle wise, I like the compensator, but you can also go with the ported compensator if you want as well. But the compensator gives it more than enough accuracy in my eyes. Barrel wise, we get that reinforced barrel for both damage range and bullet velocity, so the gun can hit even harder at farther ranges. Underbarrel wise, we got the vertical foregrip for maximum horizontal recoil control, so the gun isn't as wobbly at all. And for the extended mag, we got the extended mag 2 for a full-on 60 round mag to have as much ammo as possible. And if you want to make this gun even more accurate, you really want to know recoil, you can take off the reinforced barrel and put on the fire model recoil springs, which would maximize your accuracy. But I think with these 5 attachments, specifically on the ABR A1 here, as you can see, it doesn't kick much at all. It's really easy to control. You just gotta get used to the recoil pattern, and you're able to beam opponents at far ranges with ease. So let me know if you used the ABR recently. It really is super accurate. And if you're wanting an 8 attachment build, like I said, you can put on the fire model recoil springs, the laser of the Strutlock laser, the stock of the light pad, or the comb of the ergonomic riser. I probably would do comb, stock, and fire mod, no lasers needed, if you wanted the best 8 attachment build for this gun. But now we're moving on to one of the most dominant ARs in the entire game, and that's going to be the CR56 AMAX. This gun is no joke. We've already seen, you know, the buffs given it to it, and it just dominates the competition within Warzone very easily. Let's check out the attachments. Muzzle wise, we're actually switching it up and put on the monolithic suppressor because I feel like you don't need a compensator or a ported compensator, but once again, if you want 100% accuracy, you could try those out. But I want that extra bullet velocity and damage range so the gun can hit even harder at farther ranges. And then we're going to combine that with the reinforced barrel for even more damage range and bullet velocity. On the barrel, the vertical foregrip for, once again, max recoil control. Magazine here is going to be the extended mag 2 for a full-on 60 round drum mag for as much ammo as possible. And then instead of an optic, we actually have the fire model recoil springs to give us both horizontal and vertical recoil control. Because this is the build that's going to keep us as accurate as possible. And to add even more accuracy, you could just take off the reinforced barrel and put on an optic, or take off the muzzle and put on a compensator. As you can see, I think the AMAX is perfectly accurate with this build. The recoil springs really helps this gun a ton, as well as the the horizontal grip. As you can see, really not that hard to control. Just pull down the trigger if you need to, and you're able to beam these opponents with ease just by using this gun. But a compensator would amplify the effects of this gun even further. And if you're wondering about an 8 attachment build, we added on the Willis 3X, the light stock, and the ergonomic grip to give this gun a little bit more movement, but also has that 8 attachment and no recoil sort of vibe. And once again, you can change the muzzle to a compensator to really give it no recoil, I should say. And for the final gun here today, we got the legendary Kilo 1-for-1. Super accurate, fast fire rate, easy to use, and is legit just the easiest gun to use in both Rebirth Island and Verdansk. What else can I say about this gun? Because just like with the previous ARs, we got the Willis 3X optic, or whatever optic of your choice. Muzzle of the monolithic suppressor, but once again, you put on the ported compensator for perfect accuracy. I think the monolithic helps this gun a ton though. Barrel's gonna be the reinforced barrel for the extra damage range and bullet velocity. Magazine's gonna be the extended mag 2 for a 60 round mag. I don't think you need that extended mag 3 for 70 rounds and just a ton of speed deficits. Just the extended mag 2 would be enough. And then the fire mod is going to be recoil springs to give us as much accuracy as possible. As you can see, I don't feel like I need an underbarrel. I think the recoil springs is enough for this gun. So if you want to sacrifice one of the other attachments, you could. But as you can see, it really doesn't kick much at all. I find this easier to control than the AMAX, which is pretty insane. Really easy to gun to use. It's super steady. And once you get the recoil pattern down, you're just able to beam these fools to oblivion. Really is easy with 5 attachments in my eye. And of course, if you're wanting an 8 attachment build, the underbarrel would be the vertical foregrip, the rear grip would be the ergonomic grip, and then the stock would be the no stock for as much movement as possible. But yeah, those are my top 5 meta loadouts, my top 5 no recoil loadouts within Warzone. All you really do is just add all the recoil control attachments, like a compensator to the BO6 guns, and whatever attachment you need on the MW2 and MW3 guns, and these guns work, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications. I specialize in Warzone content. We're gonna have that Warzone content even throughout Black Ops 7. Especially with the Black Ops 7 Warzone integration, I'll be ready for that when that comes out. Also, if you guys want to see even more content from me, check me out on my other channel, Hero, where I upload Call of Duty multiplayer content. So if you want to see some BO7 multiplayer, You could check that channel over there and be dropping nukes and high kill games. You guys can follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/themarkofahero to see me and my gameplays live. You guys can see me, you know, slay out in real time, and also sometimes get slapped around because Warzone isn't all that smooth. And also tune in to my streams on September 30th, because that's when COD Next is, and I can give you guys a free beta code if you just watch my stream for an hour while I'm watching COD Next. So watch out for that free beta code. Twitch is being very generous this time around. You guys can also subscribe to the Hero Shorts YouTube livestream channel if you guys want to see YouTube live streams instead of Twitch live streams. So you guys have a choice on where to watch, and I post short form content there, as well as posting short form content on my TikTok at tiktok.com/themarkofahero. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and try out these guns. Wanted to kind of switch up the video style a little bit today. I love you all.